Dude, finally. Nice. Oh, what is this? The gun matters, but the holster decides whether you carry in comfort, whether it prints. I mean, all of it starts right here. I've used Vedder holsters before. I've trusted them with my old carry setup, and now that I've gotten a new carry setup, I went with them again. Let's unbox and see if they still earn my trust. Now, the reason I bought this was because I really didn't want to spend a ton of money. Um, I got a new I got a new pew pew, and I needed a new holster if I was going to carry every day. This was going to be my new, or at least in the rotation of my EDC. I went on Vedder Holsters since I've used them before, like I said, and I've really liked the last holster I've had. I've had them for over, I mean, at this point, 4 years. So I decided to go with them again. Now, my first impressions every time when I get one of these, it's how smooth these are. So it says it on the paperwork, but I know this. They're all handcrafted. They are handmade. When they start off, it's not just slammed together and then hard edges. It's actually very nice, smooth interior. They smooth the corners, so it's nice, nothing scratchy. The outside has a beautiful texture, so you know it's the outside. And then my favorite part about these, the metal clip. The metal clip is my favorite part about these, because if you look here, this is a poor example, but a lot of clips have plastic. Now, we've bought clips before, or we've bought holsters before for our conventions. We needed like 5 cheap, just run of the mill Kydex holsters for like Glock 19s. I went on Amazon and I found them for $15 a piece. And they work. I mean, they are Kydex. But the thing that threw it off for me was the fact that the clips were so like bulky and plasticky. I felt like if I really pulled on it, it would crack or break. Now, obviously, if I really pulled on this, it would bend, but I could at least bend it back. Point is, I like the metal. They're super thin. Here, against my belt, when I put it on, audible click. It feels good. It doesn't stick out. And then when I cover it, obviously I'm wearing my concealed carry shorts, but if your belt was on the outside, it barely has any a bump. It doesn't protrude. Now, the retention feel that I love about these two is the clicks right in. I'm gonna tighten it and loosen it to where I like it. And what I did last time was I put a bunch of Loctite in there. I put a bunch of Loctite once I found the exact tightness I liked. Loctite. This didn't move. This was done. I never had to rechange anything. I put Loctite everywhere. I'm going to do the same thing to this thing. I'm going to put Loctite in there because eventually this starts loosening up and this moves around. This was another feature that I got, the claw. So the claw is great because it pushes against your belt to push this back into your body. So the claw, definitely recommend. The claw is definitely a pro. The price, oh my gosh, guys, come on. Come on. Now, if you run an optic, there was an option on there for me to say, cut it so that there's an optic on there. Like I said, they are made to order. It takes about 14 to, I think, 17, 15, whatever. It took 2 weeks for it to get to me. What they do, though, I noticed was I think it takes about 2 weeks to make, and then they ship it out. It takes a day to ship out. So they ship it out real quick to you. But that 2 weeks is, woo, but they're handmade. So again, I'll deal with the 2 weeks. I don't care. And again, they're built to fit. They're handmade. And the color, there's so many colors. I wish they weren't so expensive so I could buy multiple holsters. I'm telling you guys, make them cheaper so I could buy multiple holsters, please. This was a limited edition Ranger green. I normally go with black. I'm normally just black. But this guy was this Ranger green, limited edition. It wasn't going to be there forever. And all I could think was, man, that's the same color as Master Chief. So I had to do it. My wife, Jane, She got the burgundy, like a dark red. That one looks amazing. And that was the only reason why I started looking at the colors, was because when she got hers, I was like, okay, these colors are nice. I'm not going to get a pattern. I'm not going to get like camo, or they have all kinds of weird digital stuff. But these more subtle tones, really love them. All right, now the test. So, all right, empty mag, empty gun, everything's empty. All right, guys. So I don't need anyone in the comments telling me anything. So it's right here. I'm going to clip this on. Now, I know you can't see the belt. The belt, this is my concealed carry setup. We got concealed carry shorts. Everything's linked below, but pretty much it's an inner belt, right? So I'm going to clip the holster, clip it on like that, okay? Take our empty gun, and it's in. Boom. Boom. Now, it's really in there. It's really secure. So I might just slightly open that just a little bit. Like I said, I'll put Loctite. Boom. Very cool. Here, let's pull a drawstring so it doesn't even look like we're carrying. Boom. Cool. This thing works great. All right, I got it in there. Here, I'm just going to do this so you guys can see it. All right, sit. Oh. For anyone that has Dunlop, you know, where your gut's Dunlopped over, you can put it to the side. You can put it to the back. So it doesn't have to be right here. Like it. Now, the cons about Vedder holsters. These holsters aren't cheap. That's the one thing man, like by the time, so with the color, with the claw, I was just shy $100. You could go cheap, like I said, and get a $15 holster off Amazon, or you can get, you know, very well crafted, quality made holsters through Vedder for under $100 by the time it gets to your house. I believe these are in the 70s. You know, go on the website, go look at it. I'm not going to tell you prices. Last time I started listing prices on my web, on my channel, we got, so I'm not going to be listing prices. You can go look, but I spent shy of $100 for this to come to my house. Big con. I wish they were cheaper. I love these things. Make them cheaper, please. Vedder. Now, if the holster sucks, eventually you stop carrying. Now that's the real test with these things.